Good morning, warriors, and welcome back. Instructor Blade here, Combat Warrior Academy. We had some questions recently concerning a ferro rod and how to get a fire using one. Okay, what is a ferro rod? A ferro rod is a ferrocerium rod. Ferrocerium is a pyrophoric alloy that when you remove sparks from it or scrape shavings off of it, it reacts with violent exothermic reaction with oxygen. Those sparks are anywhere from 3 to 5,000 degrees Celsius, and that is what gets your combustion on tinder. Okay, there are different types of ferro rods. Some are softer, some are harder. I prefer this one to light my fire. It's a Swedish fire steel. It's a little bit softer. It's easier to scrape. Okay, things to remember or things that are important. Your tinder source is really what gives you your success. Remember three things when concerning tinder: light, hairy, and airy. Okay, the lighter it is, you create more surface area with your tinder to catch that spark. If it's hair-like, it will also allow oxygen, so airy, to pass through and feed your flame. Okay, this is what we call a feather stick. I did this one up pretty quickly here using our Combat Warrior Academy Sabayon made by our friends over at Gunfighter Customs. This is our official knife and our flagship model. Okay, so very quickly, I just scraped up some feathers. This will catch a spark. Other sources of tinder, cotton rounds, cotton balls. Obviously, all you would really have to do to process this is just kind of separate it, get those fibers exposed. Okay, and this will also catch your spark. Another source of tinder, right? You have jute twine. Okay, jute twine, all you have to do is process it, break it up a little bit, get those hairs exposed. This will also catch a spark. For today's discussion, we'll go ahead and use the feather stick, and we'll go over different ways of striking. So, different ways of striking your ferro rod. Everyone has their own method. You have the push-pull method, basically is what it is. There's always going to be a combination of that. One where you push your scraper forward, or one where your scraper stays stationary and you remove the ferro rod. Okay, pros and cons to both. The pros and cons are you can get a more focused strike by pushing, but you also risk pushing away your tinder. Okay, and I'll explain here in just a second. Let me get set up and I will hopefully be able to catch a spark on my tinder source. Waiting one. All right, welcome back. So like I said, there are different ways to get your spark. One way is to push. As you can see, you'll get globs of sparks. All right, how do I do that? You take your scraper, whatever it is, you have a sharp 90-degree spine on the back of your knife, broken piece of glass. You want that edge to be 90 degrees to your ferro rod. Okay, you want firm, steady pressure. You don't want to start and stop. That will create ridges in your ferro rod and make it more difficult to use in the future. All right, so again, the push method, you can push. The pull method, where you remove the ferro rod, also has very good results. Benefits, cons, there are some. The push method allows you to get a nice focused spark into your tinder, but you risk bumping your tinder source and putting out the flame that it just creates, or dispersing it if it's not set up like this. Your pull method allows you to not hit your tinder source, but you remain farther away from your tinder source, meaning you have to be a little bit more accurate with your strike. So for this, I'm going to use the pull method. I'm going to hover just slightly above it because I know my sparks are going to get thrown down, and I'm going to pull my ferro rod. And there you go. Thank you for watching. I've been Instructor Blade, Combat Warrior Academy. You've been a great audience. Combat out.